Good morning, Suzanne Joy.
Good morning, Deborah, LeeAnn.
Welcome to, at this point, we're still calling it tuning in. Uh, Even though we have decided to have a little bit different direction or topic, how do you want to introduce returning to self, coming home, however, whatever we call it?
Mm, I feel like as there's so much shifting and changing right now, I can imagine that everyone is feeling it as much as we are.
Mhm.
And we get to gain our inherent wisdom that's within us and be with it and the discomfort and recognize we can also observe it at the same time while being in it.
Yeah, it's like a reclaiming our sovereignty or remembering our wholeness, our allness. Um, it's funny because we've been playing with this topic for the last month, just you and I, in terms of where is home, what is home, and I think because we were in that Piscean time, transitioning into the Aries structural, move fast, get it done, but it's got to look, it's quick, and from that dreamy watery space, it was hard to, well, where am I? I mean, and that's what the feminine does when she is not grounded and contained and held. And that's why the importance of masculine support systems, masculine structures to hold us. Otherwise, we just are the ocean, which is great, but it doesn't, there's not a lot of ability to direct that or to put it towards, a specific dream, intention, whatever you want to call it. I don't use the word goal. I just did, but it's not.
I,
So, yeah,
I'm really feeling this. I just need to share this because it's come up today. And can everyone just sit with me for a moment as I express this? Ah, whew, shh. Okay. And I've taken some notes, so just bear with me. Anger is showing me a desire for empowerment within. It can be expressed safely without harming another. Just by expressing yourself honestly, knowing your deep understanding of your capability and love. When we do this, this is the work that we're doing that heals blame and resentment and pain. Release any fear, sorrow, or disappointment, and hold your boundaries with strength and compassion. And as I can stay neutral in myself, in my sovereign self, I can be deeply compassionate and open to change. The emotion of peace and mental openness. Let me enjoy my present moments because that's what we're here for. That's the beauty of it, right? And
absolutely.
just allow ourselves and our cells, our bodies to accept the pace in which this light is coming in. And be honest if we are trying to control anything in our sphere from fear. Because I am expanding into my merging of my heart and mind balance. And I know that I can embrace these emotions as effective tools for change. And I get to ask what I need to learn in order for us to move through it and
And
past it.
support. Yeah. And I think the old way of being was the lone wolf. I've got to be strong. I have to do it all myself. Nobody else understands me. Nobody can support me, or I don't want to be supported because that feels weak. All that crap, everything we've been taught, everything that the culture and media has been trying to force us into, um, is doesn't any longer have hold because we're entering a brand new age.
Yeah.
And there's those of us that are at that pace. There's those of us who have gone before, the Kali Ma energy, burning down stuff. And now there's those of us that are walking, receiving the light codes, allowing our heart to like in the in breath. I love that. Patricia Cota Robles, her April transmission was so beautiful. She's like, breathe in the Mother, Father, God, the love, the light. As you exhale, it comes out through your heart and is shared with everyone so that we're grounding this and this. We're bringing heaven to earth. And at the same time, I'm going even deeper because I'm playing so much with embodiment because it's so easy for us, especially those of us that are mystical and have been playing in the spiritual realms. It's so easy for us to forget that we are human as part of our growth and expansion, and we get to be both. So, can we bring the divine energy down and hang out with that love and that light and fill it in all the way down? Imagine that we're a full chalice, right? That all the way down into our pelvic bowl. So, yes, we're transmuting maybe the energies of fear because we're moving into a new consciousness, which is love based, not fear based. But going down into the embodiment piece allows us to share that with the earth, share it with all of our human brothers and sisters and our non human brothers and sisters. So I'm just like, I'm excited and sometimes I get overwhelmed, but it's that coming back home and finding the peace within, which allows us to emanate that out. And that is our purpose. I'm playing in the Gene Keys Sage Activation
Oh,
retreat, and we're in the month of purpose right now, and it's all about can you just breathe in
mm-hmm.
who you are
Right.
and exhale who you are. That's your job
Right.
in this lifetime. And I'm like,
That's the funniest part. Like, that's the role, or
you
that's
need a
our
website for that. You know that? You know,
right. Like, and I got the message yesterday about, you know, Suzanne, your empowerment is within your peaceful, joyful state of being. Like, duh.
absolutely. Absolutely. And when, and I think that's one of the things that had connected us is that you and I can drop into our true selves where and we do this with each other when we find fractal family that light up our genius, that activate our genius, that open our hearts. That's the community that we are calling in, right? And it doesn't mean that we don't send love and absolutely loving kindness to every corner of this planet and to every creature. But
Yeah.
but we need we need that support system. Um,
Yeah. I really feel like everything's now shifting from, me to we, but we still get to be sovereign while we're in the we. I don't know how else to explain that.
Yeah, well, it is. Have
It's
you seen that? There's a mirror. There's a really cool meme that has me with the mirror to we, like moving into that. And what I love about that is it's another expansion. It's another, can we hold our cells within our cell, within the human body of all cells, of all humans, and of all universal field. Um,
right. And as we love ourselves, um, that loving presence radiates out to all our brothers and sisters in this global change.
yeah,
And we get to bear witness to it. And so that's where I feel like we're going, I come back to the neutrality of being the observer and also feeling it. And so it's like, when have I jumped out of myself? That was one of the things that I did today. Like I am just getting to be noticing when I pop out
yeah,
into somebody else's field or whatever, instead of choosing to stay here
yeah,
and loving on myself.
yeah. And there's so many ways that we have thought about playing with this with you that we've thought maybe we would roll out in coming weeks in our conversations. But then again, we tend to be kind of organic in whatever's going on and where we are. Um, the one thing I wanted to ask you is what have used to do this quite a bit. I imagined a like each of my energy centers lit up, right? And there's times when you can look inside and go, where is my light? And I may have to go down and go, just flip the switch. There it is. Just remember, because as soon as we put awareness to it, there it is. So imagining that we can see a swirl, a vortex of light within us from way down at the base of our spine, all the way up and out through the top of our head, helps me to go, oh, here I am. This is me. And there's a lot of different parts of me. Oh my goodness, this is fun. But I get to stand in me. And then that radiates out, and then I'm automatically connected to all. It's the funnest thing, which I used to do all the time. And I'm like, okay, now it's time to remember those practices. What routines and practices and rituals have held you in the past? Is it time to bring them forward or trash them? So, because we're also throwing away a lot.
Mm. Yeah.
Or leaving it behind, or I don't know if or transmuting it or composting it since I've been doing a lot of gardening.
Yeah. I think it's going to be fuel, of course, for recycling the energy into something else that we really truly want to build with this new earth.
Yeah. It's like to use the shadow gift and city concept, the shadow is the seed that helps us open into our gifts, which then allows us to create that consciousness level that we have innately, but we tend to forget that we are.
Yeah, I was thinking about Gene Key 6, and the seed is conflict and moving through conflict to
Diplomacy.
diplomacy. And I think that's kind of what I was akin to when I was contemplating like this anger thing. Like, conflict is just showing us the emotions that where things are aligned and when things aren't. But then we get to now make a choice of how we want to show up in the most loving way instead of a harmful any like we don't need karma to like circle back around. We don't
No.
need those old cycles of backlash, emotional outrage, what have you, to then whip around and create some other crazy ass havoc. How can we drop back in and go, let's use this fuel to create something different and new?
Yeah, and sometimes it does come across where you have to burn a bridge. Sometimes
Well,
it does mean that you need to like
right.
throw that log into the fire or that piece of paper or that idea or and or but we're also noticing how relationships are transitioning and that it's not an on off thing, that you can redefine it. You can um, look at it different ways as long as it's honoring and loving is the big thing. And you'll know that because you'll feel it. And this is the space of the Christ consciousness of, can we honor all the emotions that are coming up? Because they're just our bodies, like our car tells you, beep beep, you're heading into the wrong lane, you're veering off, whatever. Those
Check engine lights. Check engine lights.
well, that's really frantic, but yeah, but I mean, it's but it is true. And, or you need air in your tire, hey, your
Yeah.
air pressure's down. So any of those give us an opportunity to then we can stop and put air in the tire, or we can continue to keep going and maybe mess up the car. So I'm just laughing because there's so many ways to look at taking care of this amazing temple that holds all of this mind, body, heart, and soul, all of these fields that we are. Um, yeah. So I don't know if that's a too vague of a place to leave us for today, but thank you for bringing forth your writing.
Thank you.
And that's what we're here for, to be vulnerable, to be seen, to be held, and to feel the love in return as we love ourselves. Yeah,
Much love. Till next time.
absolutely. And thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah.